re-review from my previous channel, Wisconsin's very own Blood Harvest. Let's check it out.
That's some of the magic I have mastered. I'll show you the rest when you come.
This is Tiny Tim as Marvelous Mervo. And this is a body. Now, is Marvelous Mervo in the barn with this person?
No, but it takes a long time.
This is Jill. She's returning home from college, I believe.
I'll be in sometime this week. Another foreclosure? Oh, God. Poor Dad. I know he has to represent the bank, Mom, but he hates doing it.
So she wanders home, and she sees some graffiti on the house. Her dad is the bank manager, and he has to foreclose on a lot of houses, so he's not Mr. Popular around here anymore.
The hell are you? And what are you doing in this house?
Inside the home, she gets startled.
Welcome you home, Jill.
Merv?
Marvelous Mervo at your service.
I think that's her
Damn,
ex-boyfriend's
you gotta shit out of
brother.
me.
Reversing your phone.
Where are her parents?
From the beginning. A little slower, please.
Okay. Where is my father? Where is my mother?
Well, they're not under here. How the heck do I know? I mean, the less I see of your father, the better I like it.
Here's Mervo going into this underground lair.
Mrs. Robinson.
Is that Jill's mom?
Are you hungry?
Her ex-boyfriend Gary comes over,
God, never forgotten this place.
and they play in a treehouse.
Whose idea was to build it anyway?
It was my idea.
Sheriff Buckley told me they were hanging there for 3 days.
His parents were killed.
I couldn't stand it. I had to take down that barn.
Oh, that's awful. My mom said they still don't know who did it. Well,
She met a man at college.
I met someone, Gary. And we got engaged.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Matter of fact, I knew that once you left Winchester, that would probably happen.
Here she is talking to her new boyfriend, Scott.
Where are you?
I'm at school. What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know.
Tell me what's wrong.
My folks are gone. Nobody has seen them since the auction. Somebody threw a brick through our window.
Here he is. Here's your prowler.
Morgan?
I didn't want anyone to have to.
What do you want me to do with him?
Just take him home.
While she sleeps, someone comes in and chloroforms her. And then molests her a little bit. Can't show you that, though. The next morning, Scott shows up. Peter Krause from 6 Feet Under.
God! You fool! You scared me half to death almost. I'm so pleased with you.
What would you do if you weren't?
Well, the two of them leave the bedroom and go downstairs to make love on the living room carpet, while a jealous Gary watches from the window. When Scott goes to check the barn later, he heard something, saw something. This is another victim. That doesn't look like Mervo. Jill is kidnapped, taken to the barn where her boyfriend Scott is not dead. Although he's not doing too well. A little bloody kitchen slide. And then ex-boyfriend, Gary, shows up, takes her clothes off, and sets her on the couch. I'm thinking Gary's our bad guy here. And he takes off his clothes and gets on top of her.
I understand. I know how much you love me, but I belong to someone else now.
Denied. Merv shows up.
What is wrong with you?
don't understand. I have to do this. You have to know. There are things you must see. Got to know.
And it wouldn't be saved.
A
The
letter.
bank will take it from us. There's nothing more to live for. Your father wants to end it all, and I cannot live without him. We love you. We are very sorry it had to end this way.
So her parents committed suicide?
He removed the barrel that Papa stood on and made it look like murder. That way people would feel sorry for us. He told me that if I ever told anyone, they'd put me in a home.
Jill doesn't know what to believe now, and Gary comes in and they get into a fight. But Gary's clearly the crazy one here, and the chase is on. Jill ends up in the barn where all the bodies are.
I'm sorry, Jim. I really haven't enjoyed doing this. I want you to understand that.
Jill's about to get the upper hand when a scuffle ensues. Or I guess the upper arm. But of course that wasn't enough to kill Gary. And he's still out stalking her.
Give me the strength to kill you.
But as he's about to kill her, guess who else wasn't dead? And as Mervo cuts her down, takes her away, cut away back to Gary. All right, let's talk about Blood Harvest. This is a movie that I taped off of cable, I'm going to say 1992. It showed up on Showtime or Cinemax or something, and I taped it then. And I was fascinated by it, just seeing Tiny Tim, kind of like a pudgy Tiny Tim. It was really weird. I've since learned about this film a little bit. It was directed by Bill Rebane, who is in my neck of the woods. I'm in Wisconsin, so is Bill Rebane. I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to tell me that some movies were always being filmed up near Merrill, Wisconsin, which is where my dad's family is from, and my dad is from. They even mentioned Merrill in this movie, but it was filmed mostly in Gleason, I think, which is a nearby community up there in Marathon County or Lincoln County, I guess it is, one of the two. But anyway, yeah, that's what this is. Bill Rebane. He's recently had a Weird Wisconsin DVD box set come out through Arrow, which I'll probably pick up at some point. It's got a few strange movies on there, including one called The Game, which I reviewed earlier, also known as The Cold. Fascinating film. But anyway, let's talk about Blood Harvest, shall we? Yeah, I digress here. So we got Jill. She's this college student. She's returning home to her small town in Wisconsin. Her parents, or her dad, I should say, is like a mortgage loan officer at the bank, and he's been foreclosing on a lot of houses recently because I guess the economy sucks. She gets home and she finds a bunch of graffiti on the wall or the house, you know, calling him scum and a bastard. Parents are nowhere to be found, so she's worried, where the hell are they? They're not very popular in the community anymore. Did somebody hurt them, kill them? I don't know. She's got an ex-boyfriend named Gary who's lurking around, and Gary's weird brother Mervo, one of the marvelous Mervo, which is Tiny Tim dressed as a clown, always in a clown suit. He's wandering around, and we're led to believe that Mervo might be some sort of weird guy here, perhaps killing people. I don't know, because we do see some bodies. We see some people get killed. And we're led to believe it's Merville, but pretty soon it's clear that it's not Merville because it's a different body shape altogether. The guy's wearing like a pantyhose on his head, and you can see it's not Tiny Tim. She calls her boyfriend Scott, who's played by Peter Krause. I'm not sure if it's Krause or Krause. To me, it was always Krause because I had a teacher when I was a kid named Miss Krause, and that's how you pronounced it. But who knows? Maybe it's Krause. I think that's how it's pronounced when I hear it. But it's been a long time since I watched 6 Feet Under. But anyway, this was his first film first acting thing he ever did. Very young looking too. He comes home to spend some time with her because she's a little worried because her parents are missing and someone's lurking around all over the place. Bricks are being thrown through the house. Ultimately, we find out that it's the ex-boyfriend Gary, who I guess is jealous, and he's been killing everybody. We find out that her parents actually committed suicide. Mervo found a suicide note from them or talked to them or something, and it was supposed to be set up as a murder, but he wasn't supposed to tell anybody. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure that out. But whatever the case is, her parents left on their own accord, I guess. Ultimately, Gary ends up kidnapping Scott, hangs him upside down in the barn. Don't know if he actually died or not. It was hard to tell at the end. He was alive for a while hanging there. Then he wasn't moving at the end. And ultimately, there's a showdown between Jill and Gary, and then Marvelous Merville, who was shot earlier by Gary. Turns out he's not dead, comes out with a shotgun and shoots Gary, or his brother, I guess, and kills him. And so the two of them walk off, they're fine, and then we cut back to Gary on the ground, and he opens his eyes and turns his head to the camera. So I guess they set up a Blood Harvest Part 2, which to date has not occurred. Anyway, Blood Harvest. I know it's available on Blu-ray now. I'm curious to see how good that was. I think Vinegar Syndrome put that out. I might pick it up at some point. Again, a very, very low budget movie here, but again, something about this movie always kind of fascinated me a bit too. This particular DVD by Retro Media was out of print for a long time. I got this when it first came out in the early 2000s at some point. Apparently this was very rare, hard to find and expensive for a long time. Now the Blu-ray's out there, which renders this moot and nothing. So, but whatever, I'm glad I have it. Like I said, I'll probably pick up the Blu-ray myself at some point, but I'll leave a link down below if you're looking to pick up Blood Harvest. It's a very curious little film, and it's one you should just check out just because. Now, I read IMDb says this movie's cut a little bit, this version here. There's some like full frontal nudity that was cut out, but there's full frontal nudity by the main actress Jill in this movie, in this version too. Maybe there's more in the Blu-ray version. I don't know. But there's definitely nudity here and full frontal at that. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Blood Harvest. Watch it. Bye. Oh, by the way, the on-screen title for this one was called Nightmare. Another quick tidbit, the actress who plays the main character, Jill, her last name is like Selachak or something like that. And on IMDb, it lists her first name as Itonia, but the credits here list her as Carrie Selachak. I don't know. Anyway, check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Blood Harvest. Watch it. Bye.